Hi, this is Kimberly. Today we will be talking about the status hearing meant to determine the next steps in the case against Letecia Arres Stauch, who was arrested on March 2nd in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on suspicion of first-degree murder. Piece of Shit has since been housed at El Paso County Jail. This arrest came as a result of thousands of hours spent in the investigation and searching for Gannon. Prosecutors announced at the status hearing on Friday that there are 115 search warrants, 113 normal search warrants, 2 Title III search warrants, with the defense saying there are 23,000. I wonder if that's a typo. 23,000 pages of discovery at this point. The preliminary hearing was previously scheduled for this day, but the defense filed motions to delay them due to COVID-19. Letecia Stauch, the duck-lip-posing monstrosity step-monster, accused of killing her precious 11-year-old stepson, Gannon G-Man Little Boy Blue Stauch, was granted a defense motion for a mental competency evaluation. The order came by 4th Judicial District Judge Gregory Werner during the status hearing Friday morning, June 5th. This is a maddening move and is likely to introduce weeks of delay in the case against her. The motion itself is sealed. Well, it's about time. Bitch is crazy. The only problem is she may be found not competent enough to stand trial. Maybe this shit was planned by design. Wouldn't surprise me. Bitch is crazy, but she is not stupid. Case in point, how she was able to stay 2 steps ahead of law enforcement for several weeks. Yes, she's mentally deranged, demented, insane, that's for sure. She acts in a manner that the normal society does not approve of. She's mentally unstable and prone to bursts of violence and recklessness. She's psychotic, fucked in the head, and it is my professional opinion that she is mentally fit to stand trial. Wouldn't this shit have reared its ugly, fugly head sooner if she were not mentally sound? Listen to this shit. Quote, a defendant cannot be convicted of a crime if they are not mentally competent to stand trial. This would violate constitutional protections for defendants by denying them the right to a fair trial. Competency involves being able to understand the proceedings and play a role in their defense. End quote. This is according to justia.com. Fuck me. Batty deserves a good smack in the face. Let me do it. Don't tell me she has no sense of sanity and doesn't know the difference from right and wrong. Hopefully while she's in the mental hospital, they'll take a screwdriver to her forehead and let all the demons crawl out. Please, do not cheat us out of another Colorado trial. I can't take it. I want to know her backstory. I want everyone from her life to get up on the stand and talk about her breed of bitch that she was to them. You know, scary bitch, crazy bitch, hateful bitch, broke bitch, loud bitch, clingy bitch, lazy bitch. You get the point. No doubt it will also be brought to light that she's a classic hoe bag cheating skank. I'm not slamming her. That is fact that promiscuity was one of 2 participants of a lewd, steamy, extramarital affair. The defense filed a motion around 4:45 p.m. Thursday, June 4th, raising the issue of instability's competency, according to the judge. The motion itself is sealed. As I said earlier, I already said that. Sorry I repeated myself. It's left over from my days of customer service, where I repeated myself more times to customers than if I was talking to a 3-year-old. The court found that they did not have enough information to determine whether she is capable or not, so they are required to do a competency test. The judge's competency ruling essentially halts further prosecution of piece of shit grouch, age 36, until the judge determines whether she is mentally fit to be tried. Please let him be sensible about this. Please God, I beg of you. The next scheduled court appearance is 90 days from now or September 8th. If the test is completed sooner, piece of shit could appear in court before then. In the meantime, she will be moved out of the jail and into the state hospital, where she will have a bit of a vacation and be tested. Amnesty will be picked up by the state mental hospital from jail, where she should have been a long time ago, like before this shit happened to Gannon, before she did this shit to Gannon. How dare I'm not blaming Al, but he had to know she was a loose cannon. Come on. When they pick her up for transport, they need to hog tie her and let her roll around the back of the police van so she doesn't attack another deputy. Prosecutors asked the judge to have the competency test be Tier 1 because of how much attention this case has received, and the judge agreed with that statement. This also means the state hospital has to pick her up in 7 days. I bet they're just overjoyed about that shit. People are already turning in their resignation. The prosecution pointed out that the mental evaluation will have to be done in 21 days. A meeting is scheduled on July 17 after the mental health evaluation is completed. The evaluation will be conducted at the Colorado Mental Health Institute at Pueblo. The judge said it's likely to take about 90 days to complete. Yeah, 'cause she's got a big old crazy bitch head. Crazy bitch square bobble head. Damn, I stumbled over that shit, didn't I? But prosecutors suggested an expedited evaluation could be done sooner. Werner scheduled a September 8th hearing to receive the state's competency report, assuming it is complete by then. If the report is done sooner, it will be distributed by the court to attorneys on both sides. Prosecutors say they only learned the day before that Stauch's defense requested a mental competency evaluation to see if she's fit to stand trial. KRDO News reported prosecutors said during Friday's hearing that because of the COVID-19 outbreak and the already existing backlog at the local state hospital, it could take longer than 90 days to get the competency test, further delaying the high-profile murder trial. Wearing a fashionable standard orange gel jumpsuit with her hands cuffed behind her back, piece of shit Grouch spoke just once to acknowledge that she had been advised by her attorneys about the effect of their competency challenge, answering, quote, "Yes, Your Honor. See, she can be trained." She sat with her head tilted downward, letting her long, unwashed, tangled and matted dark hair hide her fugly face from the gallery. In the gallery, sitting behind the defense for Friday's hearing, was Al Stauch, Gannon's father, who was away from home on a military assignment when Gannon was reported as missing. Was he really sitting behind the defense? Maybe he wanted to get a close-up look at piece of shit. He filed for divorce after his then-wife became a suspect in his son's murder. Gannon's mother, Landon Hyatt, and aunt Victoria Birkenstock were among 3 relatives who monitored the proceedings via video link, DA Allen said. It really had to be hard on the parents to hear this latest information regarding Gannon. Landon always calls Gannon her hero. The whole thing just breaks my heart, and this could have gone so differently had they found Gannon earlier. He should have been found earlier. The Colorado Springs Gazette reported that also in Friday's conference, prosecutors said investigators used dental records to confirm the body found in Florida was Gannon's. Prosecutors announced that a prosecution expert had obtained a jawbone from remains found in Florida and identified it as belonging to Gannon. Quote, "It is Gannon," lead prosecutor Michael Allen told the court. Further study was expected on a molar obtained by the prosecution. The prosecution says Gannon's jawbone was sent from Florida this week to help identify his body. His identity had to be confirmed with dental records because of the state his body was in when he was located in Florida. Can only imagine. I don't want to imagine. There's a special spot in hell waiting for her. A Florida medical examiner handling the autopsy has also tentatively identified the remains as Gannon's. However, the autopsy is not yet complete, Allen said. The prosecution said the molar will be ground up and tested at the Colorado Springs Police Metro Crime Lab to obtain a DNA sample that would bolster the identification. This is horrific. God bless those people that have to clean up after people like her and Chris Fuckface Watts. I hate them. Gannon's remains were found March 18, 2020, in Santa Rosa County on the Florida Panhandle, east of Pensacola. KOAA News reported the defense stated they have not received an autopsy report from Florida medical examiners. Senior Deputy District Attorney Michael Allen said that the level of decomposition on the body has been delaying Florida medical examiners, but he anticipates the process to move faster because of the dental record confirmation. They're not going to be able to determine what exactly happened to G-Man. This breaks my heart. He will still get justice. Mark my words. Investigators believe the boy was killed with a knife or other weapon while lying on his bed in his basement bedroom, likely on the day he was reported missing. During the brief proceedings, prosecutors also filed a new charge against piece of shit Grouch, solicitation to commit escape, a felony alleging that she offered to pay a fellow inmate up to $75,000 to help her escape from the El Paso County Jail. Her fellow inmate is no fool. She threw that bitch under the bus the first chance she got. Thank God this woman has some morals. Not that piece of shit's plan was going to work anyway. What a goddamn stupid bitch. This status hearing comes one day after she was advised of her new charge. She's accused of writing notes to inmates, detailing plans to escape through a window at the jail. She was going to use the handle from the broom she rode in on. Prosecutors announced they have not ruled out the possibility of pursuing the death penalty in the case. A bill passed in the Colorado General Assembly calls for the repeals of the state penalty for any crimes charged by prosecutors on or after July 1, 2020. A court reporter for the Gazette in Colorado Springs named Lance Benzel reported, quote, "A little news for those who like all of the details. Public defender Kim Chalmers is off of the defense team for Letecia Stauch. No explanation why. She's a heavy hitter for the PD's office. Handled the last death penalty case." About an hour later, Mr. Benzel added, "I'm now told that Kim Chalmers was promoted to PD State Training Director, which is why she's off the case. This comes from a reliable source, but I don't yet have it nailed down by the PD's office." He also said, "Letecia Stauch, I can't even say her real name. Piece of shit has no mask. Both deputies are wearing them. We've heard complaints for months now from defense counsel about lack of PPE for inmates. El Paso County Sheriff says masks are contraband because metal strips can be used as weapons. Also, there's a shortage." Later, the reporter added, "I'm now told by El Paso County Sheriff that masks are now being provided to inmates and the office has plenty on hand." Funny how that happens. You know, if I need an answer to something and I'm getting the runaround, I'm going to have this gentleman just tweet it out for me. He gets results in about an hour. Inmate masks have no metal, obviating concerns it could be used as the weapon. No explanation why piece of shit wasn't wearing one. Thank you for turning in to this episode of As the Broomstick Twists and Turns. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
Heather, prosecutors say they only learned yesterday evening that Stauch's defense requested a mental health competency test. One day after learning Letecia Stauch faces a new charge of solicitation to escape the El Paso County Jail, planning to use a broom handle to smash a window, her defense team has now requested a mental competency evaluation.
The defendant is going to be evaluated for competency, which means that she's going to be evaluated to see if she understands the proceedings, the nature of the charges, the role of people in the courtroom, and including her defense counsel, the prosecution, and the judge.
Stauch is facing several charges, including first-degree murder in the death of 11-year-old Gannon. Authorities have yet to say publicly how they believe she got the boy's body to Florida.
We've done some further evaluation, and we are confident 100% that it is Gannon's remains.
Deputy District Attorney Michael Allen says the recent motion for a competency test is just another wrinkle in the case.
So it really is just going to slow things down tremendously until we get that evaluation completed.
Meanwhile, people with no connection to the case come to the courthouse to show support for Gannon, saying the case has affected them.
This was very shocking, and it really got to me.
Malika Poole and Shelley Everson have strong opinions, believing Stauch needs to step up.
My hope is that she just comes forward and says she's guilty.
Stauch is expected to be moved to the state hospital in Pueblo within a week, but they have 90 days to complete the test. The next hearing is set for September 8th. Reporting live outside the El Paso County Courthouse, I'm Alexis Dominguez, KRDO News Channel 13.
Letecia Stauch will be taken to the state mental hospital for evaluation. Results of her competency test will be discussed in July. We spoke with a local attorney about what competency really means here in Colorado. He says it's about two things: whether or not you're able to help your defense attorneys prep your case, or that you can understand what's going on in court. He does say that some of Stauch's past behavior, including a new charge about her trying to escape from jail, could be pulled into the conversation about her competency. Plus, he says with or without the pandemic, this case was going to take a while.
I think the judge made the right call by just saying, I'm ordering the evaluation and we're going to go through the process because we want things done the right way.
Both sides still waiting for the autopsy as well due to the level of body decomposition. But also revealed in court today, the prosecution says a jawbone sent from Florida has provided the dental records needed to positively identify the remains found earlier this year as Gannon. Right now, the next expected court date for Stauch is in September. Always watching out for you, El Paso County. Colette Portal on News 5.
A judge has ordered a competency evaluation for a Colorado woman accused of killing her 11-year-old stepson and then plotting to break out of jail. Today's order essentially halts further prosecution of 36-year-old Letecia Stauch until, that is, she is deemed mentally fit to face trial for the death of Gannon Stauch. That stepmother reported Gannon missing in Colorado Springs on January 27th. Remains tentatively identified as the boys were later found in Florida. Prosecutors on Friday also filed a new charge of solicitation to commit escape. Stauch is accused of telling a fellow inmate about her plans to break the window in her cell.
Colorado Springs, where a judge has ordered the woman charged with killing her stepson to now get a mental evaluation. This comes after investigators have accused Letecia Stauch of plotting an escape. The judge wants all of her interviews at the state hospital to be taped. The prosecution told the court a jawbone found in Florida was 11-year-old Gannon Stauch's, but the body was so badly decomposed, a medical examiner hasn't been able to complete that autopsy.